Hey guys, hi everyone, good morning to all. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Please confirm in the chat if I'm audible. Guys, if I'm audible, confirm it in the chat. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning. Okay. So let's get started, guys. So let me just give you a brief what we have covered in the last lecture so that we can bridge between the last lecture's concepts and today's concepts. And it's all about how we can start with our transformation journey. It's in the phase where we wanted to clean our data as much as we can so that in the earlier stage, when we clean it more efficiently, we can transform it well. So we can reuse it at the time of creation of a dashboards. And when we are working on creating some decks around it, we can easily learn a lot of things. Okay. So let me just give you a brief theory and revisions. And then in the last lecture, I've just seen that people are asking for the distinct and unique keyword difference. Some people might have leave, so I've just discussed that one. I'll discuss today as well. So a quick go through with the last lectures as we have seen what exactly the Power BI is, how the Power BI works, and all the features of Power BI. So when we started with Power BI, before that we need to understand that Power BI is a platform where data visualizations comes into existence. BI here stands for business intelligence. For business intelligence, you need to make sure that the content that you want to build are finding some reports, and with that reports, you are taking some decisions around it. Ultimately, your first step would not be directly jump into the business intelligence. How can you do it? You have to first go with the process, which process says that you fetch the data from platforms from different sources and trying to making it clean. That is a process we called as transformation stage, where you wanted to convert the raw data into clean stage, and that clean stage would be further divided into more subcategories. If you wanted to find an insight or a patterns around the data for making it visualization, you use visualization tools. Okay. It can be a Power BI, it can be Tableau, it can be QuickSight, it can be anything like Google Looker Studio, something like that. With that clean data, you also go for machine learning algorithms and start predicting out the models and finding out so many things. You can make sure like all the GPTs, everything is being trained with the data, good data only. Okay. So Power BI is being divided into two half. One is backend, another is front end. Backend is the place where your transformation journey goes on, which was handled by a tool called as Power Query Editor. Okay. Transformation journey needs to be done, but there is a tool, separate tool for transformation, which you call as Power Query Editor. On the other hand, we have a Power BI front end which has three major things, three or more, like three or four we can say. First is report view. Before report view, we have first, like after just transformation, we jump into the model view where we wanted to build a relationships between multiple tables. After building our relationships, we go for a DEX while creating some new calculated columns for more complex calculations or for more complex measures or a metrics or a KPI. And then we wanted to jump into final stage, which is report view, where we wanted to use AI visuals, charts and visuals, custom visuals, third-party visuals to make the reports and dashboards more interactive. In the last lecture, we have discussed that there is two difference between dashboard and report. When we considered a single page visualization going on, a single executive box going on, something like that, we call this as a dashboard. But when we are defining multiple pages of dashboard, overall a crux of multiple pages, we call that as a report. So report means multiple dashboard considered to be as a report. Single dashboard or a single screen where your visualization concepts will be going on, it's called as dashboard. Till this point, it's clear, guys. You can confirm in the chat. Quick. Hmm. After that, we have understand the basic idea between Excel and Power BI. There are some common features that are being like individually like commonly like shared by the two analyticals engine. They both are powered by Microsoft, so they both share some of the common tools, technologies, and Power BI has its own advantage regarding the like what we say data modeling and for the report. Excel is being having an advantage for calculating or dealing with A1 styles reference. What do you mean by A1 style reference? Here in the Power BI, you cannot manipulate the cell-wise information. You can clean the data column-wise, row-wise, you can manipulate the data, but cell-wise, cell interference would not be much included in the Power BI as compared to Excel. Okay. When you're creating a new column, it's more likely a new column being created on a reference context. But on the Excel, it's more like a A1 cell style reference where you wanted to go to each cell of the reference and try to calculate the results. I've already discussed about the schemas and a database available in your SQL concepts where you are building a relationships between multiple tables. It's more like a one table, two table, three table, four table. They are individual table. They have some common relationship exists, which we call as primary key and a foreign key that build a relationships that we're gonna discuss when we are understanding the model view. So what is Power BI? You are comfortable with that. It's basically an application that is used for connecting out the data from various sources, building a modeling to build a relationships between multiple tables, and ultimately you are here to build a dashboard or a report which will like immensely give you the results or insights for your business growth or something like that. Then features of Power BI have been gone through with multiple stages, started from transforming of or loading out the millions of data, then building a relationships between multiple sources, then calculating a complex calculation using DEX. Then we are working on report views. And lastly, we just need to make sure that everything that we have reward has to be published in the market so that people can interfere with them and make sure they are understanding it. So there are multiple strategies to be taken care while creating a dashboard that I'll teach you in further lectures. What is your audience is the key concepts or key role you want to create a dashboard. Do you want to show the dashboard to the public? That means if you wanted to show the dashboard to the public, you need to be more consistent with a simplistic data. You cannot be more complex with granular level, analytical level. No. If you wanted to show to the executive or executive or founder or maybe the investor of the company, you need to bring dashboard where you are showing more health of the business, like the revenue figures, profit figures, total orders, what are the return rate coming up, and so on. And if you are coming to bring what we say to the place where you are working with a like 7 8 analyst, there are some senior analysts as well, data engineer as well, data architect as well. They know how to deal with data, they know crux of all the things. So you can create the dashboard more complex as well, just because they are the one, they can handle it and understand the dashboards much more in depth. So you have to figure out your audience, and based on that your dashboard would predict what information you can share. Getting a point? So now comes the part where why we are using Power BI. It's basically for a data visualizations to build an interactive nature, like a dashboards with interactive skills, where every dashboard is interlinked with each other. Once you click on anyone, everybody gets upgraded or everybody like refreshed itself with the new data. Then integration means it seamlessly integrate with multiple source like a cloud server, SQL server. You can connect with any source of platform. Then business intelligence basically stands for whatever you are taking care, you are providing the results for the insights to get up from a KPI or a matrices for helping the decision making power. Then real time data, that means every time you are working on any data set that you have linked with, your raw file is being linked with a dashboard. If your raw file is getting upgraded, what do you mean by that? Let's suppose there is a transaction going on every hours, you wanted to refresh the transaction table, and there are millions of transactions going on. Those millions of transactions even in the future get upgraded itself. The real time benefit will be shown in a dashboard, that the dashboard will also be connected to your raw data. As your raw data is getting upgraded, your dashboard's values are also getting upgraded. It's in a real time. And lastly, user friendly interface. It's more likely the interface of the Power BI is so much intuitive that you can understand even if you are a beginner analyst or advanced analyst, everybody can understand it. It's not that difficult. So see, two things that you need to learn it. Familiar with tools is not that big task. You can familiar with Power BI. In future, you wanted to jump into Tableau, Google Looker Studio, or any quick sites, quick insights, anywhere, any platform, any tool you can jump in. Here, what I want you to build is your analytical mindset. How to think, how to think wisely, how to think for a business perspective. So different aspects would be taken care when I'm teaching you. And my intention was to like by the flow, you will definitely learn a lot of things in tools. Tools what very easy when you are going through with the stage, when you are doing the practice. Practice makes a man perfect. You will get familiar with the tools very easily. But building an analytical mindset would take a lot of time. So make sure you are empowering yourself by watching the recordings, going through the lecture notes, and get familiar with the building. The love that I wanted to build here is to just analytical mindset so that you can be ready with your analysis skills at any stage of time. Jumping to Python, jumping to SQL, anywhere you go, you know how this analysis is going on, what in-depth analysis you can do, and how you can transform the data. So let's talk about this. This is the basic difference between Excel and Power BI. We have taken care. all these common queries, we're gonna learn it in later stages. This is all a part of, this is a backend, this both are the front end part. And these are some important features available only in Power BI. And these are the important features available only in Excel. So they are both powered by Microsoft. So they both share the same analytical engines. When we talk about the Power BI workflow, we have been very clear at the first stage as well. First, you always bring your data to the backend for cleaning, and then the stage comes where your data models are being configured in a model view. Then you are creating a table features in a data view where you wanted to add or calculate, like you wanted to create more columns on it, which will help you to make KPI or a matrices. Like here, you will see a scorecard somewhere here, here, here. And lastly, visual and reports. See, reports and visuals are more likely, if you see it's a page one, it's only a single page concept going on. So it's more like a dashboard. If you are creating a multiple page layout, it would be a report. Is it okay? I guess we are pretty good with it. How we can click on the Power Query editor by clicking on this transform button. We can import the data in a CSV format, Excel format, and so on. This is Power Query editor where we have bring the data from a download zip. We have stored the separate file in our desktop where we can have this. I have given a name like bike shop CX115 as your batch name. And this is all the data set I have been there. I've been taught you basic idea of how transformation comes into existence. A lot more coming in the next two lectures, Saturday, Sunday, two very hectic lectures would be there. So make sure you will be like listening it well. So there are some concepts, key concepts that you need to observe it here. One thing is whenever you are loading something, it's being available in a query tab. It shows you all your table. Here you can rename your column or a table name. Here your applied step shows all the tracking ability where whatever the steps you perform, they are being tracked on applied steps. You can go beyond, you can go anywhere. At some stage, if you like change your laptop or if you change the file path, you need to change it from here so that every further steps can also be same, but you just need to change the source path by clicking on this setting. There is a setting button, you can change it and you can done it. Here we have a backend language called as M code. You do not need to learn M code at any stage of time. In interviews, you will be asked what is the difference between M code and DEX. So M code is a language wherever you perform any applied steps, system will generate a language for you, which we call as M code. You can do some tweak at some stage, but M code has its good competitor available, which we're going to learn it a lot more in depth, which is in a front end, which we call as DEX. DEX is all about data analysis expression, where you write your functions, you're calling your expression and write n number of complex calculation using DEX. Are you guys clear? So apart from DEX, we need to come up with column profiling, column quality, and this column distribution. So all these features I have already taken care. This is like a further topic will be coming up. I've just given you the idea how does these three things coming up. We have a separate topic for column profiling that we're gonna cover it. Don't worry. Okay. Previous lecture was just a preview. Everything gonna be coming up twice, thrice. Reason being multiple data sets we are cleaning. Are you guys clear with this? What do you mean by column quality? It will give you just a identification of each column, whether they are having 100% valid data or not, whether there is any error present in a column or not, whether there is any empty value present or not. Then we have something called as column distribution. It will just give you the values of distinct and unique value present in your table. Then you have something called as column profile. Column profile will give you all the statistical analysis when you click on any column. When you click on any column, see this, you will find some statistical analysis not being shown here. Let me just show it to you. I'll show it to you and then I'll discuss between the distinct and unique. Some people have leave that type. Okay. So some people have left the class at the time when we are extending the lecture. Little bit of 5 minutes we have discussed. I'll discuss today. So let me just open a Power BI desktop. So first we'll talk about the quick review of what profile column profile can do. You already seen that column profile will give you the individual level of distributions of values. Along with that, it also give you the statistical analysis of each data coming up as an homogeneous nature. When I go to the transform data, see this. Very observable, very easy. Just try to see. Any column that you have promoted the headers and changed the data type, now this column is considered as a homogeneous column. What do you mean by that? This column consists of a homogeneous data in it. There is no difficult data in it. It's more like a text column. It's also a text column. It's a text column. It's a decimal column and so on. Okay. So this is another project. I guess this is not your project. Mm-mm-mm. This is somewhere else I'm doing recording, or like we are like finding the creation of an IPL auction app. We are creating it. So that is different. Let's talk about R1. Let me just close this one. Okay. So if I go to the transform data, just observe each column is contains every individual data with some consistent data in it. That is called as similar data. And if you are having all the dates present in this column, we call it as its homogeneous column. Same here in the customer lookup, we have different column representing different data type. Now, if you click, if you see, this is your column quality, this is your column distribution. And when I click on any columns, when I click on any columns header, I'll find the value distributions, each value, how much time it being contributed, the frequency of values is the value distributions, and some column statistics like finding a count, error, empty values, distinct values, unique values, nan, empty strings, min, max values, and all. And it keeps on changing as per the reference get changed. Okay. Here you will see some columns have more values like nan, zero, min, man, odd, even, standard deviation, and all. So it depends on the data being present in a column. If it is more numerical data, you will find the standard deviation, mean, and all these things. Otherwise, you will find a generic ones, which is more likely a place where you have a string data type, like min, max values in terms of alphabetical orders and so on. Are you guys clear with this? Are you all guys clear with the concepts being taught so far? Bridging is very requirement. You cannot learn today's lecture if you do not bridge the last lectures. So my task is to review all the analysis being given in the last lecture stage so that we can start with more advanced things today. So this is more like a column profiling going on. Please confirm, guys. Only 2-3 people are confirming. I need more energy from you. Column profiling. What we say? Column profiling with what?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Nilesh.
Actually, I opened the last lecture of the bike shop. So now
Hmm.
you show na, that query page where you can see everything, means statistics and all. In
Hmm.
my means uh, Power BI page, I can only see report view and table view and model view. How to see again? Means last time while loading that data, na, I was able to see all those columns, but right now I'm not able to see. So is there
Click,
any means,
click here, click here, click here.
yeah?
Uh, somewhere where it is. I have given you the screenshot. In the home tab, you will find there is a button called as transform data.
Okay, got it. There need to
Click
be.
on the transform data to activate your Power Query editor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this is more like a column distribution or column profiling given for a string data type. You will see limited things one. And here in the same date, birth date is also specific with the date. Your min value and maximum value is dependent on the stage of time being given. Next stage come up is your date data type. Here it is date type. And last stage come up is your exact value, which is having some numerical data in it. It's pure numeric, whole number. So you'll find the data with minimum, maximum, odd, even, and all these things. So this is more like a column profile where if you see every value distribution is 1 1 1, that's why they are being always be equal to the size. It's just because their distribution is only one. Now comes the second stage of time, why there is a reality check that every column distribution is showing you the results in what? In a format called as distinct and unique. So giving you a brief idea about distinct and unique, let's take an example of a cricket, or maybe our like what we say, we will take an example of a Sports can be something like volleyball. Okay, it can be something like badminton. It's something like tennis. Let's take it cricket. Cricket fan will see. Now what I'll do, I'll copy the cricket two times. I'll copy the volleyball two times. Now when I ask you the difference between distinct, which we says as one or more value lies here. Okay. And the difference of what you mean by unique, only one unique value. Okay. Or maybe exactly one value. Exact one value are considered to be as unique. So let's try to talk about the unique and this one. So first, let me know what is the frequency of volleyball. So I'm just writing it here. First, you let me know what is the frequency of volleyball, guys. Uh, Nivedita has asked me something. Hi, last time we had issues while saving the file. I tried doing it, but it was not saving. Shall we solve it today? Uh, for that, you just need to come up with me. I'll share you one link. Okay, it would be separately just because it's your discussion. I do not want the others to interact on it. It's a waste of time. So you come up with me on LinkedIn. I'll just share you one link. 15 minutes more, like 15-minute max. Either you left after the class, like after 10:30. Wait for 15 minutes. We'll resolve your doubt. Okay, Nivedita. Else you need to come up with me, or today itself I have some time to take a doubt or something. At any time you can come up today. Okay, it's up to you. Whenever you free, you can come up. uh just let me know your timing. Otherwise we have 15 minutes buffer. After 10:30 I'll take your doubts here itself. Okay, do let me know at the end. For time being, you just need to listen it. If you are struggling with the last lecture's concepts, you just need to listen it and understand the concept well. Now, just guys, please interact, and I want everyone to share the answer to me. What is the frequency of volleyball? Everyone. Only two, three people are applying. I want interaction from everyone. Easy to see, guys. Easy to see. So volleyball has two frequency. What about the badminton? One. What about the cricket? Two. So now when I say distinct, here you have three distinct values and one unique value. What do you mean by that? Three distinct means even the value badminton is only coming one, or even it is coming 10 times. Distinct means we take a one instance of it, we do not care about the repetitive value. Okay. So if any value comes up only one type as in a frequency, we call it as a unique. If that value come up more than that, we fall into the category of distinct. Okay, so here we have three distinct values, and even if it is one, we still counted one for a distinct as well. Even if it is one, we badminton will be count for both unique as well and distinct as well. So if I give you the list of values present in here which are distinct, what are the three distinct values present here? We have volleyball, we have badminton, okay, and we have cricket as three distinct values. And what is the unique value says here? The one unique value present here is badminton. So you need to realize this fact that when there is a distinct category fall up, it's equal to one or more. Even if it is one, it needs to be considered as a one instance needs to be there in a distinct one. If you have gone through with a SQL, there is a query called as select distinct of column name. Distinct of column name means it will give you the one each instance of a column name where every column needs to consider, or every data present in it needs to consider at least one time. Getting my point? So here three distinct values are there: volleyball, badminton, and cricket. Three distinct values, and unique values only one, which is having a one frequency coming up, which is badminton. Now observe this one, what I'm saying. Are you guys comfortable with distinct and unique? Is it clear to all? First, let me know so that I can show you the reality in the data set as well. Hmm. Okay. So if it is clear, now let's see. Here if you see prefix. In the prefix we have, if we see the filter, we have some null values, blank values. We have already cleaned that filter if you remember. So if I load more data, we have only left with Mr., Mrs. and Miss. So these are the three values which are keep on repeating. Mr., Mrs. and Mrs. are three values which are keep on repeating. So there is no unique value. Just because there is no value which is having a frequency equal to 1. And three distinct values means all needs to be repeated, but we take instance only one time. We do not care about, even if it is 100 times repeated, we only take one instance of it. Let's talk about this. More values related to marital status, like married or single. M means married, S means single. So they do not have anything apart from this. So they both are distinct, zero unique. Same goes for gender, male and female. Both are distinct, zero unique. Now comes up here. Annual income. Annual income, 16 distinct values, zero unique. There are some values which I need to show you here. Distinct, where the unique values are here. Now observe. Email address. Observe this carefully. Email address. In the email address, every individual value is unique. If your value shows 100,000 unique, 1,000 distinct means what? 1,000 unique, 1,000 distinct what? That means all 1,000 values are unique. And just because they wanted to take at least one instance to the distinct, they are being distinct equal to unique. Are you guys comfortable with this ideology behind why 1,000 distinct and 1,000 unique means? Yes, no? 1,000 unique means they all email address are unique in nature. And just because they need to consider one instance, at least one instance in the distinct as well, that's why they are equal to unique and distinct are equal. If there is no frequency equal to 1 going on, there is no unique coming up. Here, there is no frequency coming up. In the education level, we have bachelor's, graduate degree, high schools, partial college, and they are being repeated 100 times. Each value is repeated 100 times. So what do you mean by that? That means we have taken each instance one by one for the distinct count, and there is no unique value present. So there is no one instance of any frequency coming up 1 equal to 1. So it is equal to 1. Your unique value is equal to 1. If anything comes equal to 1 in a frequency, we count it in here. Here in the email address, everyone is coming as a unique one. Unique one means every email address is unique, having one frequency. So when we have one frequency, we have seen one is being upgraded here and one count here as well. Badminton counted here as well now. So both one and one will be upgraded here in the distinct count and unique count. That's why in the email address, you will see 1,000 distinct, 1,000 unique. I hope you understand the difference between distinct and unique now. Is it clear? Now let's jump into the program code and let's
Yes.
pretty clear. Everybody is confirmed with that. So let's move to the next stage of time, where I guess you have been covered with the front end and back end. This notes I'm not repeating it again. I'm just putting it in your notebook. You just need to work around it and get it done. Okay, just read it after the lecture is being done. It's being available in your note. So till this point, we are pretty clear. Okay, or should I give you a quick review? See this. Front end versus back end, you already know there are the two distinct environments in Power BI. One is for front end, one is back end. You have gone through with it. Each of the instance have been given what front end can offer, what back end can offer, and you just need to go with each one of it. Just need to read it, okay? The merging and appending queries to join and combine the prior to loading the front end, they are the one that we need to do it. Until unless we perform it, we learn it. Theoretical, I am giving it to you as a notebook or a bookish one. You just read it whenever you got a time. When we do a practical things, we learn a lot. So these are the three folders that you will learn: text CSV, Excel workbook integration, integration with JSON file, like scrapping it from a web, and integrating a folder, like storing a folder in a folder. Like your folder of bike shop CX115 is being stored as a folder, and you can just bring all the fetching data in easily. So this is more like a type of converters. Then you have a Power Query editor. I've already taught you what is query pane, what exactly the table name is all about, how you are defining the applied steps, what is M code here, formula bar, what is the spreadsheet here, and what are the tools. So this query editing tools, we need to learn it. Very easy. We learn it, each one of it. It has three tools: the home tab, the transform tab, and add column. If you observe it here in the back end, see this. We have home tab, we have transform tab, and add column. These are the three pretty important tool used for doing all the cleaning part. How does it work? Let's talk about. So home tab, as I give you a review, like home tab is all about having home ribbon, which is having all the common features available in the home tab. That means most of the important shortcuts you put it in the desktop. In your laptop, you put it in the desktop. Same like here,